James Harden. See, man, look at this. We was already ready for you.
Yeah,
We had it
I
locked
already
in for you,
know.
Doc. Yeah,
All
man.
right.
So are you familiar with this situation?
Yes, I am. I am
Okay, good.
familiar
So
with it.
let's make it live for the people to understand this. Ladies and gentlemen, James Harden is an NBA basketball player. Again, that's why we got our brother Kendrick on, right? But
Mm.
we have a little politics involved in this thing. And you know what? I think I got a video for it. Let's check it out.
For us, I think it was bigger. It's bigger than basketball.
What do James Harden?
They become like a political.
For us, I think it was bigger. It's bigger than basketball.
What do James Harden?
They become like a political organization, and that's not a good thing.
The 45th president, Donald Trump.
It's kind of something that you realize is you're doing your people a favor if you get them furloughed first.
And Houston Rockets owner Tillman Fertitta all have in common. Well,
Rocket star would list the Nets as his top choice via trade.
if you hadn't heard, James Harden wants out of Houston.
Donald doesn't need to be ashamed that he doesn't pay taxes. He creates jobs. He builds buildings.
All right. So, I will say this, and I'm gonna let you have it, brother. When I first heard about the fact that he wanted to leave, I was like, he is such a sucker. I said, now listen, these
Mm.
jokers done paid you hundreds of millions of dollars. You left Oklahoma City, then you go to the Rockets, and it's like, what are you leaving for again? And then I was
Mm.
just like, that just sounded like such a sucker move. And then all of a sudden this come out, and I'm like, oh, I get it now. So tell me, man, what you think about all that?
Um, here's my thing on this, man. When it comes to athletes and politics, and I'm all for brothers definitely taking a stance politically. Definitely
Mhm.
support them all the way. Here's the thing: there's a little thing in athletics that you sign, and it's called a contract.
Yes, sir.
So, and it's a legal and binding agreement.
It
So,
is.
when you sign that contract, you already know
Mm.
what you're signing up for.
So do they
So,
have something that says they can't participate or express their views?
no, that they can do that. They can
Okay,
they can do
okay.
that, and that's
All right.
cool.
All right.
The issue with this particular situation is Harden has an issue with the owner being a Trump supporter. But
Hmm.
guess what, though? You still
What?
signed the contract that owner pays you money.
Say, say.
So, y- what? Who has the power?
Right.
Who has the power? You can say you want out all you want, but if you
Right.
still got some years left on that contract, like Harden does, guess what? He controls your future. He can tell you. He can tell you. You want to go to Brooklyn? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna send you to Brooklyn. I don't want to send you to Brooklyn because you
And
know
you
what? I
know that's
still
the
got
truth.
you on the contract for 2-3 years.
That's
So,
it.
but instead of sending you to Brooklyn, guess what? I'm gonna send you
Yeah.
somewhere that I know you ain't gonna like. I'm gonna send you to. I'm gonna send you to a team that probably is rebuilding. If you really want out, now if
The
you want to
Knicks.
stay, we could kind of be in that marriage when when a marriage is kind of on the rocks. You still staying together and you sleeping in separate rooms, but you staying
Right.
together
Right.
because you got a lot of stuff together. That's how that
Exactly.
relationship could end
That
up in.
that's it, man. Bro, this is what's so crazy about this moment. Like to the point where it comes you tripping about the owner, but you don't know what the other owner's doing. And so to the
Right.
point, it's like I understand his position. You
Hmm.
do want to speak out because it's important, but you got to understand the repercussions behind that. Like, what are you then walking yourself into now? What
Exactly.
if he was the next owner? What if his family owned slaves? Now what you gonna do,
What,
right?
and right, exactly. And the owner of the Nets, where he wants to go,
Yeah,
he's a Trump supporter as well. And I would tell
is
you
he
probably,
really?
yeah, 80% of the owners, 80% of the owners in probably professional sports are Republicans. Let's just go
Oh,
and be
for
real
sure.
about it. It's
Oh
for
no, man,
sure.
that's on
And
any
it's
sport. Yeah.
and it's business. I get it. They're gonna
Yes.
take care of the rich folks. I get that.
Yes.
So I mean, my thing, James, I definitely, I mean, I see his point. Believe me. I mean, we've worked for some organizations. I'm sure. I don't know about you, brother, but we
Oh
probably
yes,
worked for
sir.
some companies that we wasn't real happy about what that management
Yeah.
stood for,
Yes,
but we
sir.
signed a contract too. So
I think they was really stupid in hiring some of the people that they've hired, but that's neither here nor there. So
mhm,
for me, and I'll say this because it's been a time where we were upset at athletes like Mike. I remember Mike made a statement one time. He said Republicans buy shoes too,
Mm-hmm.
right? What
Mm-hmm.
do you say, Lamar? An owner like the old Lakers owner. The old, oh, you talking about the
No, no,
Clippers?
no. He talking about
You
the
talking about the
probably the
Clippers?
Clippers owners. You talking about
Yeah, now that's a
Sterling,
little
Donald
different.
Sterling. Now that's a
Yeah.
whole different.
Oh
Yeah, that's a
yeah,
whole different
yeah.
subject right
Now,
there, bro.
now, and see the boy, and see they wasn't speaking out on him, and that's the issue,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get it, man. It's so difficult to address one problem because why? There's another problem to address. So it's like I can't be upset at him for picking what he feels like is important to him,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, like you said, we talking about business, right?
Right.
Where
Right.
you literally, I mean, don't get me wrong, you made a lot of money, but you may be affecting them little young brothers that's getting the league minimum,
That's right.
right? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And listen, as a businessman, most businessmen know how to separate, emotion from business, especially if you're a good one. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And so, but at the same time, you got to be careful how you affecting the people around you, right? And even the people that you play with that
Mm-hmm.
support Trump. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
You got to be real careful how I mean, we're really in a selfish community right now. Like the society right now is all about me. You offended me. You upset me. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You coming at me. And it's just like, okay, but everybody has a perspective. And my thing is, bro, listen, if you're going to do it, let me see you sacrificing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know you ain't going to stop playing basketball,
No, you know
right?
he's not gonna do that.
That's
Right.
right.
That's
That's
right. But
right. You just want to go to another team.
if he really wants, I mean, real talk,
Yeah.
I think we don't have an athlete like Muhammad Ali. Now, I
No.
would never compare. No one would ever be him, but he did the
Yeah.
ultimate sacrifice when he
That's
said,
right.
"I'm not drafting. I'm not going to fight in your war," and he lost
That's
5 years
right.
of his career.
That's it.
Do you truly
That's
think any
it.
of these athletes going to sit? James Harden in particular, do you think he's
Mm-hmm.
really going to sit out and say, "I'm not playing anymore. I'm not until you
Yeah.
trade me"? He ain't going to do that. That's too much of a
Really.
sacrifice. And I'm not hating
Yeah.
on him for not doing that. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But if you
Right.
truly you convicted to what you believe in,
Yeah.
you might have to
Yeah.
lose something.
That's right, and that's
That's
that's the
real
truth.
talk.
Like, yeah, man, and you said something there, and I guess that's the point. Like, it seems real watered down. I saw Willa Wade said he called BS on it. I don't know if I call BS, but it's just watered down because you want to keep taking your professionalism and money with you. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And so it's not that you making a sacrifice. You just want to be political, and that's what's upsetting everybody
Mm-hmm.
because, like you said, you're not doing the ultimate sacrifice of like Kaepernick. He made a sacrifice and it
Mm-hmm.
cost him, but
Mm-hmm.
then he kind of sold out and like
Mm-hmm.
he want to get back in. Like you
Right.
should be done with him, bro.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Matter of fact, if
Right.
they gave you a payoff, be
Right.
done. But
Exactly.
then, yeah, and I'm outside looking in. I don't know what
And
another
we
man needs
all
for me
are.
to
We
take.
all are.
Yeah, yeah. But all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, bro, I appreciate you for what you tried to do, bring attention to the situation. But it kind of looks a little crazy when you finna take one devil's bed and go sleep in another bed.
It doesn't make sense, man.
It
It doesn't
doesn't
make
make
sense to me
sense.
because unless you get ready
Not
to
at all.
retire, I mean, unless you're not
Yeah,
playing no more, I can see you going this route.
right.
But you already talking about you want to go somewhere else and play, so it
That's
doesn't
it.
add up at all. So,
And that's what
uh,
Mike did, right?
yeah.
Mike, he didn't get involved until after he got out.
Until
He made his
and,
millions.
and he took flack for that. And, I'm a Mike
Yes.
guy. I'm an MJ
Oh
guy.
yeah.
And,
Same
and,
here.
and I wish he would have spoke up a little bit more on social issues. I'm not going to say I was disappointed in that, but I also say this though. Some guys that ain't they thing.
Yeah.
That ain't them.
Yeah. They
You
don't
you
know
know
how to
you feel me?
articulate it. Yeah. You're
Yeah,
right.
some of them it ain't
Yeah.
them, and some of them may
Yeah.
do stuff behind the scenes that you'll never know about. So,
Yes.
um,
Yes.
I think Harden. I mean, if he really was upset about this, I think this owner just took over the team. I want to say maybe 2 years ago he bought the team from Lee
Okay.
Alexander. So, if
Hmm.
you really was serious about that, you would have said something 2 years
Day
ago
one.
too.
Yeah. 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 And the dude was very outspoken. He wasn't
Hmm.
hiding it.
No,
I
no,
mean,
he hasn't. Mm-mm.
yeah. So yeah, it is what it is on that one, man. So yeah.